Welcome to Scholarship Fund of Alexandria's very first FAFSA night. Thank you so much for coming. We will have two parts to our FAFSA night tonight. The first part will be creating your FSA ID, and the second part will be completing the FAFSA application. Students must create an FSA ID to complete and submit their FAFSA. One parent or guardian will also need to create an FSA ID if they are eligible. If your parent or guardian does not have a social security number, it's okay. The parent can still sign a paper copy of the FAFSA. The purpose of the FSA ID is so that you can fill out the FAFSA form every year that you plan to attend college. You can also complete federal loan counseling and manage your federal loans. Your FSA ID can also be used with the data retrieval tool to complete the FAFSA. The students who are eligible to complete the FAFSA are U.S. citizens, permanent residents or green card holders, students whose arrival departure record says refugee, asylum granted, parolee, T visa holder, which means that you may have been a victim of human trafficking, Cuban Haitian entrant, conditional entrant, or a citizen of the following: Republic of Palau, Republic of Marshall Islands, or the Federated States of Micronesia. The following are not eligible to complete the FAFSA: student visa, exchange visitor visa, diplomat visa, undocumented students, or any other category not included under United States citizen or eligible non-citizen. If you cannot fill out the FAFSA, you can still go to college. Also, if you're still unsure about your eligibility, please contact Ms. Samuel at college@acps.k12.ba.us or visit her in office A115 to discuss other options to pay for college. What you will need to create the FSA ID are a social security number or alien registration number, your own mobile phone number, and a personal email address, and the mobile number and email address of one parent. Please note that the email address and phone number of the parent must be different than the email address and the phone number of the student. Let's get started. In order to create your FSA ID, we will first need to go to studentaid.gov. Once you are at this website, you will click Create Account. Once you are at the website, you will scroll down towards the bottom and select Get Started, which is the blue button at the bottom of the screen. If you see this message after trying to sign in to your account, then you most likely already have an FSA ID. To access this, click Cancel at the bottom. If you have already made an FSA ID, but you're unable to recall the username or password, click the Forgot My Username or Forgot My Password link as shown in the picture. There are 3 different ways that you can retrieve your username or password. You can do this by having a secure code emailed to you. You can have a secure code texted to you, or you can answer your challenge questions. If you choose to have a secure code emailed to you, you will be asked to enter your email address and date of birth. If you choose to have the secure code texted to you, you will enter your mobile phone number and your date of birth. If you choose to answer your challenge questions, you will be asked to enter your social security number, last name, and date of birth. Since the first 2 options, i.e. emailing and text messaging, those are the more simple ways to go about retrieving your FSA ID. So we definitely suggest those routes. The first step of the FSA ID creation process is to enter in your personal information. This includes your full legal name exactly as it appears on your Social Security card. This means if you have a last name that is hyphenated on your Social Security card, then you will enter it exactly as it appears into the FSA ID process. You will then be asked to submit your birth date, which will follow the format 2-digit month, 2-digit date, and 4-digit year. The last part to enter into this step is your Social Security number. You will enter this information without any hyphens. Step 2 of the FSA ID completion process is to set up a username that you will remember. This username must be between 6 and 30 characters long. It should contain letters and numbers, and this username is not case sensitive. It should not contain your first name, middle name, last name, birthday, or Social Security number. If it says that your username is taken, try a different one. Also, please be sure that you are using a username that you will remember, because this will be used throughout all of your years of a student. That includes undergraduate school and graduate school. You will also be asked to enter in an email address. Please use your personal email address, not your Alexandria City Public School email, since that will not be available to you after you graduate. If you or your parent do not have a personal email, make one now. The last step of this page is to insert a password. This should be something that you will remember. Your password must contain a mixture of uppercase letters, numbers, lowercase letters, and special characters. This password must also be between 8 and 30 characters long. Your password must not contain your first, middle, or last name, nor should it include your birthday or Social Security number. Also, please make note of this password that you have created, since your password will also be used throughout all of your academic career. Step 3 of the FSA ID completion process is to enter in your contact information. In the mailing address section, you will list your current mailing address. You will also type in your mobile phone number. At the bottom, you should check the box to opt in to receiving secure codes to retrieve an FSA ID username or password that has been forgotten. The next step of the FSA ID completion process is to select whether to receive required communications by email or postal mail. You can opt in to receive informational emails and or text messages regarding programs you may be eligible for. Step 5 is to choose your questions and answers for your challenge questions. This is important because if you ever forget your username or password, these questions and answers will allow you to access your account. When creating your questions and answers, for your security, make sure these questions would not be easily guessed by others. Also, choose questions that will not change, because again, you will be using these questions for the entirety of your academic career. We also suggest to take a screenshot of your answers and write them down. You can see the answers that you have put in by selecting Show Answer in the answer box. We'll give you guys a couple of minutes to complete this part. Step 6.
Shalita, can I interrupt you for 1 sec? There have been a couple of questions about who should complete the FAFSA. And can you just address that real quick about how really every student should fill out the FAFSA regardless of income level?
Absolutely, yes. Just as Ms. Wiedmer said, every student who is planning to go to college should complete the FAFSA. Regardless of income, regardless of year in the program, like if you are a 3rd year at college, you still should complete that FAFSA. You can also raise your hand if you need to talk to somebody. As far as the FSA ID, the student should complete the FSA ID, and a parent should as well, because this is the login information that you will use in order to start and complete the FAFSA. The 6th step is to review the information that you have put in and agree to the terms. So this is the time that you should take to review and confirm all of the information that you have put in this far. If you need to make a correction, use the edit button at each individual part. Once you have reviewed, you can agree to FSA's terms and conditions. After the next step, the last step, is to verify both your email and your phone number. So when verifying your phone number, you must first select the yellow button that says Verify my mobile phone number. You will be sent a text message with a 6-digit numerical secure code that is unique to you. Once you receive this secure code, please enter those digits into the Enter the Secure Code box. Once you have received the code, and put that information in, you may press continue. After selecting the button for verify my email address, they will send you a code to your personal email. So you will be prompted to open your personal email in a separate window. Since the verification code will be sent to your email, it may take a minute or two for the code to appear. Once you receive this code, you may enter the code into the text box. If you have yet to receive the code, give it about 30 more seconds. If you still have not received the code, check your junk and spam mail folder. And by this point, if you still have not received that code, then try to resend the secure code by pressing resend secure code under the box that says enter the secure code below. And again, this may take a couple of minutes, just depending on everybody's Wi-Fi. So if you're seeing this screen, congratulations, your FSA ID has been created. Yay, super excited. Miss Samuel is located in room A115. You can contact her at college@acps.k12.va.us. Her phone number is 703-824-6685. I am Miss Kenny, and I am also located in the College and Career Wing in room A117. My email address is shalita.kenny@acps.k12.va.us. My office number is 703-824-6158. We are both here to help you with every step of the college application process. This includes building and finalizing your college list, filling out college applications, brainstorming and editing essays, understanding and applying for financial aid, scholarship search, and analyzing financial aid award letters. We're able to help you with all of those things. So in order to complete the FAFSA, you will need your FSA ID from both student and parent. You will need a social security number or alien registration number if you're not a US citizen. But please remember that only the student needs to have a social security number or an alien registration number. If a parent does not have a social security number, we will enter in 000-000-000 for the parent social security number. Both parent and student will need to have a 2020 federal income tax return, Form 1040, and 2020 W-2s. For parent and student, only if this is applicable, any other records of money earned. You may be able to electronically transfer your federal tax return information into your FAFSA using the IRS data retrieval tool. You will also need to have your 2020 untaxed income records. Again, only if this is applicable. Those who are veterans, non-education benefit records, child support, or have disability or workers' compensation, this is where you would typically input that information. You will also need to have family's current bank statements, business and investment records, if applicable. You will need to have dates of birth, email addresses with passwords, and mailing address for both students and parents. A parent's marital status and date of that status, i.e. the month or year of their marriage or separation / divorce. And you will also need the month and year that students and parents became state residents, if this has been within the last 5 years. And I will turn this over to Ms. Samuel.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Kenny. We are going to get started in a little bit.